For a Novice AAA game inside of the Garnet B record between the Quinte Red Devils and the Clarington Toros. The Toros come into this one with they haven't played in a couple of weeks. The last time they played was in November when they beat the Ajax. This Quinte team are on a 2-game winning streak, including a win that was the first loss to Whitby. That was their last win. That clears up at center. That's going down the ice in behind the net. First one trying to get there, taking off his feet. Coming back up the other way was Rohrback, getting it to the other side there for Asher Mitchell, trying to get away from the check into the zone. Quinte trying to get it out of their own end. Use the boards to get it out there. Kept at the line by Riley Brett. Couldn't go with it. Back up the other way come Quinte in over the blue line with a pass. As that pass was out of the reach. Still looking for it in the zone. And we're going to get our first penalty on that hit. Backhand at the net. That gets blocked. Trying to turn around again there. And it was blocked out in front. Stuck there in the corner. Trying to move it out of the zone. Right up through center into the zone is number 65, Scaletta, dumping it in behind the net as Quinte started off on their power play. And that's going past Scaletta down the ice and behind the Quinte goal. As Quinte trying to start it out of their own end with a lead pass. Went over the stick there of Golly, and the Toros keep it in the Quinte end, goes behind the net. Lead pass up through center as Quinte trying to get it out of the zone, knocked down at center. Coming up into the zone comes Scaletta in over the blue line. Scaletta a shot. That gets blocked by the Toros out in front. McCaslin gets the opportunity to clear. Can't do that as that was Chisholm who knocked it down. And now they throw it out in front. And that one goes wide of the net. Chisholm's going in behind the goal to try and pick it up there for Quinte. And the Toros get the opportunity to clear and dump it down. Scaletta knocks it down there at center. Trying to put it back into the zone. Scaletta again is going to knock that down in his own end. And they take it back in behind their own net. Trying to start the breakout on their power play with a lead pass. Was out of the reach there of number 61, Rashad. And uses the boards to knock that back in there. Here comes the opportunity to come in now for Neiman. Neiman throwing it out in front. Takes it behind the goal. We're going to get another penalty as Neiman got hooked up there. So it's going to be a 2-man advantage here for 16 seconds. Draw off to the left of the goal. Quick shot from Neiman is going wide of the net. In behind the goal, trying to set things up from the corner. Throwing it out. That went off the stick as they try and shoot it down. Throwing it at the goal as the intended pass for Neiman was broken up and cleared aside down the ice. Toros killed off one of the penalties, but now they've still got 1:40 left to go on the second one. Back in their own end goes Brandt to pick it up in his own zone. Fire it over to the other side for Adam Baker, who's going to clear it the rest of the way down the ice. Right back into the Quinte end. Now they got to try and start it from center. Collision there at center as that was Folk who got knocked down. Picked up there by Brandt at center. Toros doing a good job. Haven't allowed any shots on the power play yet. Getting it over there for Luke Stone. Was in his feet as he's trying to dig it away from her shot. And now the opportunity to come take it away with Cybolski. Into the zone comes Pithy with the opportunity. Brody Pithy a shot. Blocker stop there. There's the first shot on net. And it was Boss with the blocker stop to blocker that one in behind the goal. They try and dig it free. Going back to the line from McCaslin with a shot. That's going into the corner. Pithy trying to be the first one on the puck. Bounces it out in front. And they score! Brody Pithy out in front of the net. As he somehow found an angle to beat Boss. That's going down to the short-ended goal as there's still 38 seconds left on the penalty. Somehow Pithy found a lane to chip that in. Past Boss to make it 1-0. And that's going down the net in behind the goal. Nolan Moore going for a lead pass. Knocked down there at the line. Nice play by Gula to keep it in, but the shot was going wide. Pithy backhands it out. These two teams are going to play 4 times during the regular season. They played once already and the Toros beat them 8-5 in Quinte. Moore ringing his that around the boards. That's going over the stick and kept in at the line. Quick shot got blocked out in front. From his knees, he tried to throw it at the goal, knocked down by Mitchell and cleared aside on the ice. We're approaching 5 minutes of play here in the first period. Toros have a 1-0 lead on the goal that was just scored by Brody Pithy, short-handed. Moving it up through center. That was number 65, Scaletta, with a late pass. Over the other side for Gula. Gula might have a break pass slit. Gula one-on-one, and a stop there by Parker Shaw. Got enough of his left pad on it, and Gula tried to stuff in his own rebound, and Parker Shaw was able to regroup himself, and the defenseman may have helped him out as well, making sure that Gula couldn't stuff in his own rebound from the side of the net. Draw off to the left of the goal, getting one there, and backhanded back in. Nice play there by Rashad to knock it down, and it gets past Foley down the ice. That's going in behind the goal, taking it in behind the net. Going for that late pass up through center, past everybody. It'll go for the first icing call of the game. Ethan Jackman out there to take the face-off off to the right of Boss. And now it gets kept in there as Pickle couldn't go with it. As Beveridge tries to knock that puck down right here in front of us. Lee, fanned on the pass, opportunity to shoot it. Right pad, stop there from Shaw. As he threw it the right pad to kick that one aside. Trying to keep it in there at the line, couldn't do that. Nice play, moves it up to center for Jackman. Jackman couldn't get away as a nice defensive play by Levitt. Was able to block him off. Picked up there at center, nice play by Cybulski to chip it back in. But Quinte were offside, late pass from Bishop. Jackman got a piece of it to tip it over there for Landon Pickle. He'll dump it the rest of the way as the Toros go off on the line change. It's back in behind the net. Moving it up through center. Picked up there by Adam Baker, who collides at center with Cybulski, and that's going to go in behind the net, in behind the goal. Picked up there behind the net by Davis. Davis starts it from his own end with some nice moves. Up and over the blue line starts Davis. He starts an individual rush from his own end, rolls it in on net, and there's a stick stop from Shaw as he stops that rolling shot from Davis as he tried the end-to-end rush. Shaw coming off to the left of the goal and behind the net. McCaslin's going to ring that around. It's going to get kept in at the line by Clute, but it went over his stick. So Clute's got to go back in his own end to try and pick it up. Our dog keeps it in there at the blue line as he tries to chip it in. Late pass for Baker, out of his reach, and Quinte will pick it up in their own end and try and start things out. Lead pass up there through center by number 17, Davis, into the zone. Trying to shoot that puck there with number 4, Hirstein, as it's in behind the net. Rolled in on goal. Defenseman almost tipped it in. Quinte digging away at the loose puck. Shaw's trying to find it in his glove, and the referee loses sight of the puck, so we'll get another draw in the Toros end. Toros are up 1-0 on the early short-ended goal by Pithy. With a lucky break as he just centered it out in front of the net, and it somehow found some room in behind the right pad of Boss. Turning around there was Golly with a shot, getting his own rebound shot, and he scores! Golly on his own rebound fires it through the legs of Parker Shaw to tie things up at 1. The first shot by Golly was blocked, but the rebound went right back to him, and he snapped it between the legs of Parker Shaw to tie things up with 2:25 left to go here in period number 1. Golly looking for another one. Backhands that one in behind the net. First one there's Gula trying to throw it out in front, and the Toros will get the loose puck with Pithy, chipping it in behind the goal. Wrapping that one around, it's going to get kept in by Scaletta at the blue line. Scaletta couldn't go with the puck. Now he tries to take it to the face-off circle. It comes out at center. Using the boards to dump it back in. Lee going up through center. Lee with a drop pass. That's going nowhere out of the zone for Pickle as he bounces it off the boards. And it hit the open bench. And it's going to be a too many men on the ice penalty coming up here to the Toros as the door was open going for the line change. It's a too many men on the ice penalty going to the Toros, and Pickle's going to serve it. Late pass up through center. Knocked down by McCaslin, who's going to dump it right back in as it goes in behind the goal. It's the third straight power play for Quinte. They couldn't capitalize on their two-man advantage. That's when the Toros actually scored. It was Pithy, short-handed. But ever since then, Golly has tied things up here for Quinte just moments ago. But Quinte get another power play here as they try and chip it up through center. Getting into the zone. McCaslin picks it behind his own net. Getting pressured on there. Throwing it out of front. Picked up there by Jackman as the lead pass out in front of the goal for Chisholm got broken up. Trying to find a lane to get it out. And it gets knocked down at center. Nice play by Levitt to chip it in. And now Beavers gets the opportunity to clear. Fires a pass with shot up at center. Lead pass picked up there. Quick shot at the net. Gets blocked out in front. As that was number 7, Nyman, who couldn't shoot it. Back in behind the net. And Foley has to go back in his own end to pick it up. Last minute of play, 25 seconds left. Foley turns it over. Opportunity for another short-handed opportunity. Quick shot for Baker. Just fires it wide of the right post. He was trying to catch Boss on the right foot, and he fired it just right wide of the right post. We're still tied here at 1 at the Garnet B record as number 66 leads it in. Cybulski loses it at the blue line and chipped away by our dog. That's going to do it for period number 1. Pithy with the opening goal short-handed, and it got answered by Golly with under 3 minutes to go in the first. So we go to the second period, tied up at 1, and Quinte have a power play for 15 seconds. Jock coming up here at center, getting one there by Quinte, and move it over to the other side. Number 4, that is Erskine, trying to chip it in, knocked down by Pithy, and chip back in behind the Quinte net and behind the goal. Got to retrieve it in his own end. That's Clute. Clute with a lead pass to the other side for Shaw, who's going to lead it out with a lead pass. The pass went over the stick of Cybulski, and the Toros get the opportunity to try and come in, but there's Shaw bringing it in offside. So it'll be another draw just inside the line. Cybulski versus Pithy. Pithy trying to kick it to his stick, moving it up to the center for Roar back over his stick. Clute gets the opportunity to clear it up as Clute is in there trying to dig away at the loose puck. He's going to get it up through center and toes it over to Lee. Picked up there by Davis up at center. Davis with a pass, went over the reach of number 4, Erskine, who goes into the corner. Erskine still trying to pick up the loose puck, and now the Toros will come up with center. Late pass, right under the tip of Rohrbeck. He's got to get around Clute for the opportunity. Rohrbeck shot. That goes wide as he tried to go for the top shelf, and he just missed as Boss couldn't catch it. Back up the other way. Davis with some nice moves. He's already had an end-to-end rush. He's going for another one. Davis from his own end in. Takes out Parker Shaw as well as the puck goes wide of the net, and we're going to get a whistle as Shaw took the worst of that as Davis was going in on net. So we'll get a stoppage in play and we'll have a timeout. Shaw shakes off the little collision he had there with Davis, and so we'll take a draw off to the left of the goal. Rolled in on net. That's going behind the goal. Leading it up through center with some nice moves as Pico fouled down as they're going to lead it up through center. Went over the stick there of number 23 Davidson, but he's still on the loose puck. Gets it for Golly. Golly, the only goal scorer so far for Quinte. That one he's going to lose to the Toros with a lead pass over the stick of Jackman, kept in at the line. Trying to turn now is Gulo with some nice moves. Gulo to the backhand shot. Stopped here to the left pad of Shaw, who kicked it aside. Davidson digging on the loose puck, taking off his stick, and the Toros will come up through center. Led up by Jackman. Jackman made some nice moves to start this rush. Ethan Jackman into the zone, trying to get around the check. Backhand shot, getting knocked down by Golly. Jackman still on it, puts it in behind the net for Beveridge. Beveridge tried to throw it back at it front, but it got taken aside by Scaletta, and they move it up through center. The pass to the other side for Davidson, who's going to pick up the puck from the Flames logo and come in. Davidson's shot is steered aside easily by Parker Shaw in behind the Toros net, and they get the opportunity to move it up through center. Knocked down there by Quinte forward out in front as Davidson's doing the work behind the goal. Davidson tries for the wraparound out in front, and that didn't make its way to the net. It's still stuck there at the side of the goal, and the Toros finally get it and dump it out. Baker getting to the loose puck, but it's too far ahead of him. Adam Baker will be the first one into the corner though on the loose puck. Baker swept off his stick in behind the goal. Some nice play there by number 16, Levitt, as they come up through center. Leading the zone is Rashad. Rashad going for a pass out in front, and the pass was out of the reach, because once again there was a player out in front that gets taken down. He's going to make his way back to his feet though. We'll get another draw coming off to the left of the Toros goal. 11:50 left to go here in period number 2. We're tied up here at 1, both goals coming in the first period, one by Pithy, and the answer by Golly, under 3 minutes left to go in the first period. Our dog will take the draw just outside the blue line, and he's going to take it versus Chisholm. As the linesman's getting an explanation from the Quinte bench, we'll get ready to drop the puck. Face-off got won there by the Toros. Trying to get to the loose puck there was Brandt. He couldn't chip it into the zone. Riley Brandt will be the first one into the corner on the puck now as he tries to chip it out and find a lane up through center for our dog. Our dog and Luke Stone coming in, 2-on-1, but it's offside as Stone was ahead of him. A break there for the Toros. That could have led to a 2-on-1 between our dog and Stone, but Stone was just a step ahead as that goes behind the goal. Right in behind the net goes Pithy. Rohrbeck's trying to cut it off. Kept in by Nolan Lee at the line. His shot's going wide, but bouncing at the front didn't take the bounce for Asher Mitchell. Rohrbeck's in front. Scores! Carter Rohrbeck in the right spot at the right time. Backhands that one past Voss to make it 2-1. Rohrbeck has the go-ahead goal now, up 2-1. There's number 19, McCoy, coming in with a shot. Blocker stop there from Parker Shaw. As it's in behind the net. Trying to throw it around there. Mitchell's going to go to the corner, try and clear it out. Knocked down the center by Shaw, who's going to dump it back in. Shaw puts it in behind the Quinte goal as the Toros try and dig it free in behind the net. Zabowski tried to throw it out in front there for Erskine. It got broken up, and the Toros come up through center with a late pass out of the reach of Pithy, but he's got the wheels, and he showed that he can get around one defenseman. He goes into the corner and gets taken off his feet. Turned over, and it just popped over the stick. Thrown at the net again. Backhand shot from Beavers. That gets knocked down. As the Toros, Pithy was almost hit there with the loose puck. He might have been called for another too many men on the ice penalty if it hit him. Landed Pickle into the zone. Pickle with some nice moves. Getting up there with a shot. Caught there by Voss, who holds on for a face-off. Draw coming off to the left of the Quinte goal as Jackman tried to win the draw. Kept in by McCaslin. Hopped over his stick. And now the opportunity to come now is Golly. Golly getting to the loose puck with a pass to the other side. Can't backhand it in. Golly on the loose puck. He was on his knees and couldn't shoot it on the forehand. Still thrown at the net. That hits a toe out in front of the goal. As it's a scrum there in the slot area trying to get to the loose puck. Kept in at the line. Nice play by Levitt to hold it in at the line. And it's still in there for Golly to backhand it to the goal. And taken down there. No penalty on the call. Jackman moves it up through center. Here they come into the zone. Pickle trying to tip it past Davidson for an opportunity. He gets poked wide there by Foley. In behind the net it goes. Foley going for a lead pass up through center out of the reach of Davidson and kept in by McCaslin at the line. Baker couldn't hold the line there, and it gets swept in a rolling puck in behind the goal. Back behind the net goes Levitt to pick it up. Levitt uses the boys up through center to try and clear it out. Chipping it out. And there's Levitt again who chips it away. Coming up through center, trying to come into the zone. Oh, on his own, scores! Chisholm on a breakaway has tied things up at 2 with a nice move and put it over the right pad of Shaw. He outwitted him and then put it into the open net. So Chisholm has tied things up at 2 here at the Rickard. So it's been a pattern so far. The Toros opened up the scoring. Quinte answered it. Toros went up 2-1. And Quinte just answered again with a goal from Chisholm shot. Caught there by Voss, who's going to hold that for another face-off. Pithy takes a drop from the left of the goal. Kept in by Bishop with the line. Can't get it through. Asher Mitchell tries for a shot. That got blocked there as well, as that was Davis who blocked 2 shots out in front. Knocked down by Bishop from the blue line. Hudson Bishop shot. That pass stopped there from Voss. Kept in by Lee. Lee's going to fire it in behind the goal. Picked up there by Davis as he goes for a late pass. Broken up by Mitchell. Pithy doing work there in the corner. Shot from the line. Wide of the net. Rohrbeck tries to throw it out in front. Taken off his feet. Rohrbeck still trying to fire it aside. Number 61. Scaletta tried to get it out. Couldn't do that as it goes back in behind the net. Digging away in the corners there. Trying to get it free. And we're going to get a whistle as the puck was lost in that maze of players off to the left of the goal. We'll get another face-off coming off to the left of Voss, who's been tested a bit here in the second period. He's made a few nice glove saves, including that last one that's kept it at 2-2. Jackman tries to win the draw. Pickle with a pass there for Beveridge. Couldn't shoot it as it hopped over his stick and back up the other way they come. Leading it into the zone. Cubs number 66, Cybulski throwing it out in front. Taken off his feet. Rung around the boards. Kept in at the line. Nice play there to hold it in. They pass the other side. Broken up there by number 19, Davidson. Into the zone they come. Trying to get away. Throwing at the net. Kicked aside there from Voss in the Quinte end. My apologies. Number 19 for Quinte is McCoy as they try and dig it out. McCoy is in there trying to take a free. Kept in by McCaslin from the line. Left hand stop. That was a bouncer that had eyes, and Voss was able to find it. McCaslin's going to try and get another shot through to the net. That's going to get knocked down by McCoy out in front. Late pass from Cybulski at center. Coming up in is Erskine. Erskine trying to out-battle Nolan Moore. It's not going to work. Back to the line. Opportunity to shoot it now is Foley with a shot. Scores! Foley from the line. His shot went over the glove hand of Parker Shaw. And now he's got the winner so far at 3-2. So Quinte was breaking the trend that was happening in the game. They just took their first lead in the game from Foley's shot from the blue line that went over the glove of Parker Shaw. That's going behind the Toros net, and it'll come back into the Quinte end on the icing call. It'll be a draw that's going to come off to the left of Voss, and our dog's going to take it. Our dog wins it back for Baker. Brandt trying to get a shot through. Tipped it in front by our dog wide. Trying to find a lane to get it out. Hops over the stick. Our dog trying to pick it up. Caden our dog trying to throw it up for Baker. Baker a couple whacks away at it. Trying to backhand it through a screen. Braden Schlitt fires it wide of the net. Stuck in behind the goal. Luke Stone trying to pick it up there in the corner. Picking off his feet. Stone still trying to pick it up. And we're going to get a first penalty coming up here. I believe this is going to be the first penalty coming up here to Quinte. So it'll be a power play for the first time in the game for the Toros as they try and get that goal back from Foley. Coming off to the right. Shot rolling wide of the net. And the opportunity to clear now. Went over the stick of Lee. Here comes Gawley short-handed. Gawley turning on the speed, going one-on-one against Parker Shaw. And he scores short-handed. Gawley with a nice move and goes to the backhand. And now both teams have a short-handed goal. And Quinte has a 4-2 lead. Lee couldn't keep that puck in at the line, and that caused Gawley to go off on a breakaway short-handed and made a nice move to go to the backhand and backhanded it past the left pad of Shaw to make it 4-2. And another turnover. Here might be another breakaway if Lee can't break that one up. Nolan Lee at center dumps it back in. And that'll be Davis back in his own end to pick it up. Davis finding a lane to dump it down. It's going to roll wide of the net in behind the goal. Right back in. Shaw trying to find it there as it was stuck in his feet there in the blue paint. Man sitting right at the front, trying to throw it at the front. Another rebound at the front. Another big stop there by Shaw at the front of the goal. Shaw, as he was down on his butt, he was able to keep that one out. That's going back into the zone. Trying to move it up through center as they tried for a pass for Pickle. Broken up there by Rashad, who dumps it back in behind the net. Some nice moves by Bishop to hold them off. Hudson Bishop to the other side for Pickle as he tries to come in. Then the Pickle. Taken off his stick there by number 19, McCoy. But still on the loose puck though, Pickle. Collision there. And it's going to be a Quinte penalty. And it'll be a 2-man advantage for 22 seconds. So, just like in the first period, but it's going to be a reverse. This time it's going to be the Toros that get to enjoy the 2-man advantage. And it's something that they sorely need right now. They're down by a couple of goals after giving up the shorthanded one that made it 4-2. Our dog will take the draw off to the left of the goal. Wins it back to the line for McCaslin. McCaslin holds it there, fires it back in behind the net. As our dog tries to pick up the loose puck, throw it at in front, and it got taken away there by the defenseman. Our dog's still on it, and that one's going to get picked away as well. Trying to lead it up there was number 16. Lost the puck, and it gets fired back into the zone. Ringer on the board, kept in there by Baker. Adam Baker's going to go around the check of Foley in behind the net. A chance to clear it out for Scaletta as they move it up through center and dump it down the ice. Right in on goal for Parker Shaw to make the stop and steer it aside. Starting up through center. First penalty's over. McCaslin leads it in now. And it's going to be an offside. Draw coming off to the center ice zone. Late pass for Brandt. Riley Brandt trying to chip it up through center for Pithy. Pithy making the move at center, coming in to the zone. Brody Pithy on his own. Fires it wide of the net. Pithy trying for the wraparound out in front. And that didn't make it to the goal. Kept in by Schlitt at the blue line. A couple walked away to finally had it knocked away from him. Nice play by Rohrbeck trying to get in. Right here in front of us. As that's getting knocked down by Clute, who's going to dump it down the ice. Braden Schlitt will pick it up in his own end. Back in behind the Toros net. We have 2:40 left to go here in the second period. There's been 4 goals scored in the period, 3 by Quinte and 1 by the Toros, which has Quinte up by a 2 spot at 4-2. That goes in behind the net, right in behind the goal for Golly. Golly throwing it at the front. He's got 2 goals in the game, including 1 shorthanded. He scored the last one to make it 4-2. Hit the end of the zone. Collision there with the Quinte player. They try and chip it out. And now they come up through center with Davidson with a pass. Right onto the tape of number 66, Szybowski, as they try and get the pass out in front. Right, racing after that loose puck will be Ethan Jackman into the zone. Jackman's shot, that's going wide. He'll try and get up his own loose puck against Szybowski. Landon Pickle on the loose puck, trying to get away from the check. Chance to clear it out. Nolan Lee keeps it in at the line with a shot. It's going wide of the Quinte goal. Scaletta has the opportunity to try and clear. Couldn't do that. As that comes around the board. Trying to keep that one in. Front the line. Pickle lost the puck. That late pass went off the skate there of Szybowski. Kept in by Lee, who dumps it into the corner. Davis with a late pass. Trying to get to that now with Szybowski, but he's going to lose the race. Approaching the last minute of play of the first period. Pickle picks up the pass off the boards. It's Jackman on a 3-on-1 with Pickle, but Pickle loses his footing and it goes behind the net. Jackman doesn't have a stick either. Pickle on the loose puck, throwing it out, couldn't stuff it in. Nolan Lee backhands it at the net. That doesn't make it through to the goal. Our dog trying to dig away at the loose puck. As it goes back behind the Quinte net, our dog's going to meet his man in behind the goal. Skeletto leading it out, and it's going to be a tripping call coming up here to Landon Pickles. So it'll be another power play coming up here for Quinte. It'll be their first power play of the second period and their fourth overall. Face off at center. Trying to come up into the zone is Luke Stone. Stone getting into the zone. Back into the net. Our dog can't shoot it. It was in his feet. He couldn't shoot it on the one-timer. Coming up through center. Leading it in comes Levitt. Levitt tries to go in now, taking off his feet. As it goes in behind the net. Trying to backhand it back to the line. As that's Foley from the blue line with a shot. He's already got a goal from the blue line. And it's marked down as a winner. Lead pass for our dog in his feet, but it's going to be a Quinte penalty for hooking coming up. And it'll be Chisholm that's going to the box. No, it's actually going to be number 7, Nyman, that's going to take the penalty. So Neiman is going to get the penalty. So the Toros will get to enjoy a power play for once the penalty to Landon Pickles over, which has 1:27 left on it. That'll do it for period number 2. Toros opened up the scoring of the second period and took a 2-1 lead before goals by Chisholm, Foley, and then it was Golly with his second of the game shorthanded that got it up 4-2 for Quinte as they try and hold down their lead to go to the third period. A draw coming at center. Riley Brent takes the opening face-off as that goes behind the net. Schlitt trying to get it out of the zone. Had a battle in the corner. Turnover to Gula. Gula trying to shoot the puck and went off his stick. And the Toros get the opportunity to move it up. Went over the reach of Pithy and cleared back in by Davis. Right back in behind the Toros net it goes. Lead the Toros out of a power play for 33 seconds once the penalty to Landon Pickles over. Kept in at the line by Clute, who's going to chip it in. Not far enough as the Toros dump it down. No icing on the call as the referee was calling that it hit the defenseman's Clute at the blue line. And now Quinte lead it out of their own end. Turned over to Schlitt at center ice as Adam Baker picks up the loose puck. And it's going to be another penalty coming up here. This one's going to go to Quinte as well, as that's going down the ice. Once they touch this one up, it'll be number 17, Davis, that touches it up. We'll see who's going to be the culprit. It's going to be Davison that's going to the box, number 23 for Quinte. So, as mentioned, the Toros would have a power play for 33 seconds, and that's when the two-man advantage is going to come into play, as this draw is going to come off to the right of Boss. Draw. Trying to get one there by the Toros and start this off on the right foot. Bishop keeps it in at the line with a shot. Hudson Bishop's shot got blocked out in front. Still in there though. Rohrbeck trying to get it out in front of the net. Rohrbeck shot. Doesn't make it through as it got blocked by the defenseman. And now it's going to get kept in by Bishop again. Nice play to hold it in from the blue line. Bouncing it at the net. Just over the stick of Rohrbeck. Carter Rohrbeck trying to be the first one in the corner. It is now a two-man advantage for the Toros, but only for 10 more seconds. And Quinte are going to try and fire it down and kill off the first penalty. Not going to happen. Mitchell goes into the corner. Tried to throw it at the front for Pithy. Broken up. Kept in by Bishop at the line. On net. Shot got blocked at the front. Bishop's going to keep it in again. First penalty's over. Hudson Bishop shot. Trying to bounce it through a screen. Couldn't do that. Kept in at the line by Nolan Lee with a shot. That's going wide of the net. Toros putting pressure on. Just can't hit the net from the blue line. Nice moves there by Pithy to throw it at the front. Stolen aside and kept in by Bishop from the blue line. Nolan Lee throws it at the goal. Going wide of the net. Asher Mitchell trying to slow the speed to get on the loose puck. Pithy trying to spin away in the corner. Pithy back to the line for Nolan Lee. He's going to flutter a shot on net. knocked down there by the defenseman and fired down the ice. Trying to be the first one there on the loose puck. As they started up the center. Bishop, first shot, got fanned on. Late pass for Jackman. Ethan Jackman in over the blue line. Looking for a shot. That goes wide. Bounces out in front of the goal. Couldn't take a Toros bounce though. Kept in by Bishop at the line. Hudson Bishop winds up. That goes wide of the net. Beavers on the loose puck with Jackman at the front. Couldn't get the pass out to him. That comes around the boards and it's going to come out. That'll do it for the 2-man advantage for the Toros. And now it'll be number 4, Erskine, that loses it to Pickle into the zone. Ethan Jackman got taken off his feet. Trying to move it up to center. Collision turned over to Landon Pickle. Into the zone, Pickle shot. Stop there at the front. Trying to get to the loose puck and backhanded on net as the right pad stop there from Boss. Beavers trying to keep it in the zone. Kept in by Bishop at the line. So that was Nolan Moore at the blue line that kept that puck in. As they try and move it around and start an opportunity for Pickle, but he had it stripped off his stick. Turned over again to Jackman. Ethan Jackman with some nice moves, but gets collided with by number 91, and it'll be a penalty coming up here to Foley on that collision with Jackman. So it'll be another power play for the Toros. Something they're going to have to try and click on if they're going to find a way to get back into the game. They just had a 2-man advantage that they couldn't convert on, so they've definitely had their chances and haven't been able to take advantage of them. This one will be another one taking place off to the left of the goal. Trying to win it. That'll be into the corner for Adam Baker. Around the boards, Brandt tries to keep it in. Thrown at the net, knocked down, and fired down the ice. Trying to get to the loose puck is Golly. Golly has Davidson going in the net as well as they try for the late pass. Nice play to break it up. He came back and was able to break that up. Was Riley Brandt. Late pass up the center for our dog. Over his stick. Knocked down by number 17, Davis at center. As that goes back into the Toros end, in behind the net. He's picked up by number 27 who fires it back in. And that is, sorry, number 77, that's Gula. Late pass went over the stick, kept in there by Shybowski, who chipped it into the corner. Right back at it front, Braden Schlitt will take it behind the goal. Schlitt for Brandt as he tries to fire it around. Late pass up the center for our dog, trying to get away and find some room. Our dog got held up there at the blue line. 50 seconds left on the Toros power play. As he tries to find a lane to get it out, he'll find an open spot and comes out at center ice. As Baker was kicking off his feet here. Here comes Hudson Bishop into the zone. Bishop with a shot. Left pass save. Rebound at the front is going to get swept aside and let out to the zone. Fired off the boards down the ice. First one trying to get there is Cybowski in behind the net. Cybowski gets taken in behind the goal as Erskine's trying to help him out. And Toros go with a late pass for Asher Mitchell. Mitchell into the zone. Trying to go wide versus Scaletta. Throws it at the net. Stop there. Rebound, nice score! And it's 4-3 game as he cast in on his own rebound out in front of the net. The first shot got stopped by Voss, but the rebound went right to the side of the goal and got poked in to make it 4-3. Face off at center. Toros are within a goal now again. Mitchell tries to get to the loose puck. Knocked down at center. Coming up into the zone. Let in there by number 7, that's Neiman. Throwing it at the goal. Gets blocked out in front. Over the stick. Here comes the opportunity to go. Rohrbeck up there with Mitchell. Cutter Rohrbeck and Asher Mitchell into the zone. Rohrbeck setting up with a shot. Blocked the save. That was a right pass stop there from Boss, who kicked it aside. Keeps this game at 4-3 as that's behind the net. Rohrbeck went in behind the goal. That's coming around the boards, and they're going to lead it up through center with a late pass up past, that's going past number 9, Chisholm. Cody Pithy, lead pass. Here's Landon Pickle. Pickle thought he had a breakaway shot. Stopped there by Voss, who stood up to the shot to Pickle. Leading it up now is Scaletta with a pass right onto the tape of McCaslin, who moves it up for Ethan Jackman, trying to get away with some nice moves around Scaletta. Finally taken away by number 61, Rashad. Quinte holding on to a 4-3 lead with under 8 minutes left to go here in the game. Beveridge and Jackman trying to do something here for the Toros as that's going down the ice. And that's going to be Cybulski on a breakaway. Cybulski stopped there with a right pad. Big stop there by Parker Shaw, who came from left to right to stop Cybulski on a breakaway and keep this game within reach. Throwing it out in front, moving it up through center. Our dog trying to get to the loose puck. So right now the winning goal goes to Golly on his second of the game. It was Pithy who got his second to make it 4-3. Coming up into the zone with a shot. There's a stop there from Parker Shaw, who stopped it with a blocker hand to keep it out. Shaw coming off to the right of the goal as it's in behind the net. Around there for Stone, trying to chip it out. And now Luke Stone will go with the loose puck. Stone going up there with Baker. And our dog, drop pass for our dog into the zone. Our dog shot really just widened through the crease area as he tried to pick the lower right side, just went off target. Knocked down by Bishop there, trying to get it around Dula as it's into the zone. Nolan Lee on the loose puck. Lee trying to find a lane to lead the rush. Lee pass right onto the tip of our dog into the zone. He's got a split two Quinte players, and he does. Backhand shot. Tipped it in front, just wide. Actually, it looked like Voss was the one that tipped it, and it went wide of the net. Around the boards, that goes for Davidson. Davidson trying to find a pass up through center, gets broken up, but he got some help there. Collision at center. Davidson, the bigger of the two, was able to take down Baker, and in behind the goal, that goes for Lee. Ringing it around, kept in again by Davidson. As they try and get a shot through to the net. Our dog tried to keep it in, kept in by Foley at the line. Foley will ring it in behind the net. We're approaching 5 minutes of play here in the third period. Trying to walk it out of front. Our dog is all over Davidson as he tries to wrap around. With a right pad stop, Davidson is still whacking away at it though, and he's not going to get rewarded on that opportunity as Parker Shaw stayed tight to the right post and kept it out. It'll be a draw now off to the right of the goal. And it's going to be Chisholm that takes it for Quinte. Wins it right back to the line. Quick shot from Davis. Doesn't make it through. Another quick shot there at the front by Rashad. Got blocked. Toros got the loose puck with Mitchell. Turns it over to Davis at center. Mitchell digging away at it again. Here comes number 7, Neiman into the zone. Lost his footing. Rashad helps him out. Goes back to the line for Rashad again. Tried to get a shot through. Chisholm tried to go. Lost the puck. Late pass for Pithy into the zone. Trying to get around Davis. Throwing it at the net there for Asher Mitchell was over his stick. Kept in by Nolan Moore at the line. His shot got blocked by Chisholm out in front. And McCaslin tries to settle it down in his own end. The turnover there to Quinte, but the puck is bouncing up there at center. Nolan Moore right here in front of us, trying to tip it up into the Quinte end. McCaslin with some nice moves. He tries to get it out, and Chisholm broke it up. Chisholm into the zone. He's looking for his second of the game and looks to join Golly, and we're getting a penalty coming up here to the Toros on the play by McCaslin. It'll be a tripping call, so it's going to be a Quinte power play coming up. Bad time for a penalty when the Toros are down by a goal with 4:15 left. McCaslin having some problems opening up the door. Now he gets some help. So it'll be a Quinte power play for at least 2 minutes as they try and extend their lead. Creeping in at the line. Back to the other side for Scaletta, trying to shoot it through. Knocked down at the front by his own player, Cybolski. Kept in by Foley at the line. Then behind the net for Riley Brandt, trying to find a lane to get it out. Foley keeps it in. Foley with a shot. Tipped at the front. Erskine. And it rolls right into Parker Shaw. And Erskine was looking for the garbage out in front of the net. And he got pushed into the goal. It'll be a draw coming off to the right of the Parker Shaw. Jackman's going to take it for the Toros. There's a big penalty kill here for the Toros to try and keep it within one. Quick shot. Left hand stop there from Shaw. It's still lying there in the crease area, but now it gets taken aside. Jackman trying to get away with it. Tried to take Shaw off his feet. Then behind the net, throwing it out in front of the goal. That goes wide. Erskine out in front of the net. Quick shot. Caught there. Nice play there by Parker Shaw. He followed that puck right out in front of the net. It hit the defenseman and went high up in the air, and Shaw was able to catch it before it reached the back of the net. So if the Toros can come back to somehow even this one up, we'll take a rewind to that point, and that big save by Parker Shaw to save the game so far. Trying to clear it out, and he will. Here comes Lyndon Pickle on the loose puck, but he's not going to beat number 14 to it. Pickle will be the first one in the corner, throwing it out of front, out of the reach. Bishop trying to guard his man at the blue line, as that was Gula. Our dog with the loose puck, leading it in. Got to get around some checks. He's got Davidson to beat now. Our dog goes into the corner, throwing it out of front as it goes wide of the net. Power play has actually been a scary word here in the game, as both teams have got a shorthanded goal in this contest. And it's actually a shorthanded goal that's got the winner right now. That goes to Golly. Late pass, and now a power play opportunity for Davidson. Oh, on his own with a shot, and it goes stopped there by Parker Shaw off the helmet, and then Davidson was hit into the boards. Dula on the loose puck. Dula is going into the corner as Davidson is favoring his left shoulder. And we're going to get a stoppage in play as Davidson is trying to make his way back to the bench. 5 seconds left to go on the penalty to McCaslin. Toros look like they might kill off another one. That's going in behind the net for Luke Stone. Stone leading it up at his own end. Couldn't go with that late pass and got broken up by Chisholm. Chisholm with a backhand out in front. Stopped there by Shaw. And as Neiman was in there looking for a rebound, Shaw gathers it up in the blue paint. Face off to the left of the goal. Quick shot out in front there by number 61. Rashad couldn't make it through. Late pass up through center. Adam Baker getting away at center ice. Baker coming in up there with Stone, but he had it swept off his stick. And then gets driven into the boards by Chisholm. Luke Stone on the loose puck. Stone tried to shoot it, couldn't. And it gets cleared aside. McCaslin at center with some nice moves. And then it's collision at center with Chisholm. Pithy drives his man into the boards of the penalty box area. Baker will pick up the loose puck. Adam Baker from his own end goes for a late pass at center for Pithy. Broken up there by Erskine, who dumps it in behind the net. That's all Quinte has to do now, is just pick up the puck and fire it away. They're guarding the 4-3 lead. And you got to wonder when Parker Shaw is going to go to the bench for the extra attacker. Baker fires it down the ice. It's going to get knocked down by Clute in his own end. Clute is going to bounce it off the boards for Chisholm. Broken up there by our dog at center. He couldn't go with the puck as it got swept off his stick. Erskine leads it in for Golly. Erskine trying to shoot it, and he fires it wide of the net. We're in the last minute of play of the third period. Trying to get it out, and they will. Jackman tipped it out. There goes Shaw to the bench for the extra attacker. Towards out the empty net, and Quinte get the opportunity to clear. Erskine trying to tip it out. Can't do it. Still stuck there in the Quinte end. All hands on deck for the Toros. Looking for the tying goal. It's in behind the net. Out front for Rohrbeck. Couldn't shoot it. Another throw it out of front over the stick. And kept in at the line by McCaslin. Shot. Can't make it through. Our dog getting in there with Rohrbeck. Jackman as well. Ethan Jackman on the loose puck. Trying to get to the puck there. Is finally going to lose it, and it might get chipped out here by Quinte and dumped down the ice, and they will. 10 seconds left to go. Toros have got to move it up through center for our dog. Our dog, 5 seconds left, swept off his stick, and that's going to do it for the game. Quinte are going to even up the regular season series with the Toros with a big 4-3 win over them here at the Gannett B. Rickard on this Saturday afternoon. And it's a 3-game winning streak now for Quinte. And the Toros have to try and regroup. Their next game will be next weekend when they have 2 games. They'll start it off with Markham on Saturday. I'm the voice of MJ Broadcasting, Mike Jackman.